Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are all having a good evening. Later than usual. My stream is quite late in comparison to the time we normally stream. I've had a busy day. I've had a off day. So I just had to make the stream. I was this close to not doing it, but we have a lot of important things to discuss today. So I wanted to make the stream, and I wanted to speak to you guys before a massive day tomorrow. Before we get into all the talk, I want to just say something. I want to say Ramadan Mubarak wa Kareem alayna wa alaykum ajma'in. تقبل الله منا ومنكم صيامكم وقيامكم وأحسن أعمالكم. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. The Muslim world is about to enter a month of fasting and a month of good deeds and blessings to everyone. I hope everyone is able to celebrate this month well with their loved ones and their families. Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak. The first day of Ramadan is gonna see, and it's actually quite a coincidence that on the first day of Ramadan, the Chelsea fans are going to be protesting against an Islamophobic family who is looking to buy our club. And on that first day of Ramadan, thousands of Chelsea fans tomorrow will be protesting the Ricketts bid. So, you people listening to the stream who are able to attend, I encourage you to go. I encourage you to go. A few of us here on this panel will be there tomorrow. I will be there, Chris will be there, and so will Nick. I'm not sure about the rest of the boys, but a large part of the Chelsea online community will be attending tomorrow. I also want to give a shout out to Eunice Talks Football, specifically, and the rest of the mans generally. I made a video yesterday, and I posted it yesterday, that had a message to the Chelsea Football Club from a whole bunch of us. Me, Boogeyman here on the panel, Worldwide Chels, Couch Critic, Julius, Max Burton, Jem, a whole bunch of people. And I'm just thankful to everyone who actually contributed in making that video possible and that video happen. So big up to everyone. Today we will be talking about the match against Brentford tomorrow in the Premier League at home at Stamford Bridge, and we'll also be talking about the protest. Those are the two main topics of tonight's stream. and lads, I'm a little bit under the weather, so forgive me if I seem a little bit down. I'm not down. I'm just not feeling too good. So again, I apologize. Let me shout out some of the champions in the chat before I get to my panelists. Varana, big up to you, my man. Welcome to the stream. Gabriel, Ramadan Kareem, thank you, my brother. Who else do we have? We have Sam Ballard, Mason Mount versus Pulisic at well. Yeah, the World Cup draw. It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting draw. I'm not going to discuss it in the stream today, but there is some interesting matches. England versus Iran will be a good match. Courtney, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Player 456, big up to you. Fazor, welcome. Yeah, I've worked hard on that intro, mate. I've worked hard on it, and I've got some really positive feedback from people about it. So yeah, I'm proud of it. Yeah, and happy Ramadan. Aisha is in the outro. Aisha. All right. Who else do we have here? Edward. Man, I thought Worldwide Chill's intro was long. Yeah, no, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I think Worldwide Chelsea's intro is different type of style to mine. I hope you enjoyed my one, Edward. I hope you enjoyed it. Good to see you in the stream. Good to see you on here. Who else do we have? Javel Thomas. Germany to win the World Cup. King Kai from Jamaica. Big up to you. Big up to you, mate. Jeff, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it, lads?
I don't have a clue.
I ain't got a clue. Anyway, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff. Deals. Big up Mo and the panel. Big up to you, Deals. Who else? Limitless. Big up to you. If I've missed anyone, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, we've got Dale. Dale at the bottom here. Dale, big up to you. All right, big up everyone. My panelist, Chris, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Pleasure to be back on the Blue Lounge, the best Chelsea fan channel on YouTube. And the World Cup draw is impressive because if Scotland qualify, bring it on England, bring it on Iran, and bring it on the USA. Come on.
That's actually a mad group.
Yeah, Scotland,
mad
if they
group.
qualify, that is. They've still to play Ukraine and then Wales in the final. So, but yeah, massive day tomorrow. Massive day.
Yeah. Big up, Chris. Bobby, how are you? How you feeling? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Mo. I'm good. Good. A bit, I don't know, a bit of mixed feelings about the current situation at the club.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll deal with that as we go through.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are coming out every day that really confuse the hell out of me. I mean, we'll address this in a minute, but one of the factors that encouraged people or some people to look favorably on the Ricketts bid was the fact that they were loaded. They had a lot of money, and one of the reasons why the Saudi media group's bid was rejected was because their bid was based on loans rather than actual hard cash. It seems the Ricketts are in the same boat, so it's an interesting one. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Nick, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, big up to everyone. Yeah, I'm just,
Nick.
I'm very anxious about tomorrow. Mostly, we have to make sure we grown-ups, make sure the youngsters, the young Chelsea fans behave themselves tomorrow because it's gonna be a lot of people there. It's gonna be thousands, a lot more than the Super League protest. So, we have to make sure we behave, first of all. No silly stuff because the media are going to be out there waiting for anything. anything that can get them. So we have to make sure we're there to protest and nothing else.
Yeah, no, definitely. Good point. Good point. Tomorrow, the world is watching. The world is watching. I know people are going to be like, Blue Lounge, they love to exaggerate. Nah, the world is watching tomorrow. Roman Abramovich, what is happening around him is world news. It's world news. The whole story of him being sanctioned, the whole story of him being linked to Putin, the Ukraine, what's happening to him and his club is world news. So the protest tomorrow, yes, it's not a live broadcast as far as the match is concerned. But I guarantee you, every single media outlet will be out there tomorrow. They'll be out there tomorrow. They'll be recording, taking statements. They'll be reporting on this. We as Chelsea fans, we have a message to deliver. Tomorrow, out there on the streets, around the bridge, we have a message to deliver. And we don't want that message to be tarnished by some silly actions. We are against the bad behavior of this family. We can't go out there and behave badly. We gotta go out there and handle ourselves in a respectful manner, in a professional manner. As supporters of a football club, we are unhappy at this family's bid to buy our club. That is the message we want to put across. And we've got to do it in numbers. We've got to do it loudly. We've got to, get these posters, these banners out there. We want people to see what we are trying to say, what we are trying to do. But we've got to do it in a way that it does not tarnish our reputation as fans and the club's reputation. Because if we do that, then we've not been able to relay that message in the right manner. So I hope we can do that tomorrow. I hope we can do it tomorrow. Eric Blue, welcome. How are you?
Thanks for having me again.
Pleasure.
I'm doing all right. I'm very happy that not only am I here, but I'm here on time. I was a little bit worried that I might be late, but
I was 10 minutes late. You were a couple
Yeah.
of minutes late. So literally you were 15 minutes late, but we'll allow it. I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. No. Welcome. Always good to have you on, Eric. Always good to see you. Here. The title of "Lateness is Greatness" is used by Matisse. I was about to give it to Boogeyman, but he just literally left as I was about
I'll
to.
take it. Thank you, Boogeyman.
just-
I'll take that.
Yeah, Boogeyman. Oh, he's back. He's back. I think he might have had a connection issue. Yeah, it looks like he's had a connection issue. He's loading up again. Let's give Boogeyman a couple of seconds to connect. It's going to take a little bit more than a couple of seconds. Yeah, I think Boogeyman is having connection issues. All right, listen. While Boogeyman is fixing his internet, I will... Okay, now he's back. Boogie, can you hear me? Hello? Boogeyman, you're on mute. Hello? All right, Boogeyman is getting... he's got internet connection issues. People, I want to address the protest first, and then we will go into the match preview. It's going to take a big chunk of our stream, the match preview, but I want to address the protest tomorrow first. if you are in the chat right now and you will be going to the protest, let me know in the chat. I want to know who is watching this stream and will be there tomorrow, because I'll keep an eye out for you. I'm gonna be there, so don't be shy to come and say hi. I'd love to meet some of you guys tomorrow if you had a protest. I know a lot of my viewers are international, but if you are in London and you do come to the protest tomorrow, look me up. I'll be there. I might be in disguise, but I'll be there. Chris, I know you're going to be at the protest tomorrow. What is your expectations in respect to tomorrow?
Well, my expectations, first of all, is that it's going to be a massive day, not only for the club, but obviously the future as well. Because obviously, the next owners will be here at a minimum 20 years. At a minimum, they'll be here. So it's important that we go there, we get our voices heard. It's a bit of a shame that the game's not televised in the UK, but it will be in America. So hopefully the Ricketts, those scumbags, will be watching. And my expectation tomorrow is we go there and it will be bigger than the Super League protest. The Super League protest was big, but this protest tomorrow will be bigger, because this is, as I say, it's the future for the club, and we just cannot have the Ricketts anywhere near the club. And so I can't wait for tomorrow personally. I was there for the Super League, and I can't wait to be there for this one tomorrow. So my expectations is that finally, Sunday morning, we'll get an announcement from whoever, Matt Law, whoever, to say that the Ricketts have pulled out because of the message that the Chelsea fans have sent to them. Hopefully, that's wishful thinking, but we'll see. If the Ricketts had any sense, they'll walk away. Because if they do become the new owners, we are going to make it misery for them. We will make it a misery for them if they're the owners. So, yeah, big expectations for tomorrow, though. Big expectations.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing their reaction. Apparently, they weren't expecting this kind of reaction, and it looks like the reaction that's taken place is having an effect on their bid.
I know, but what were they expecting, though? Like, what were they expecting? Not to say anything.
They were expecting us to be dazzled by the
money.
bid, the money,
Yeah.
and just overlook their their remarks against Asian people, black people, Muslim people, women's rights. I mean, look. Everyone is going to have a difference of opinion or different view on certain things, but there are some universal common ground that or common values, universal values that we all share, or should share, and they don't share that with us. So that's a problematic thing. Deals is asking, am I going to the game? As it stands right now, no, I don't have a ticket. If I'm able to get a ticket, I'll definitely go in. But as it stands, no. So we'll see from now till tomorrow. I'm going to be there for the protest. My main objective tomorrow is to partake in the protest. If I'm able to get a ticket, then I'll definitely go in and watch the game. Otherwise, I'll watch it after, somewhere else where I'm able to watch it, and we'll be doing a match reaction tomorrow night. And on the mention of a match reaction, my videos for the month of Ramadan will be later than usual. I will be streaming around this time every night because of the time of iftar. So the time I open my fast is normally around the time I normally start my streams. So I'm going to delay my streams just a little bit so that I can, have my my meal and then be able to join you guys on a stream. So my schedule will be changed for the upcoming month. Bobby, the Ricketts family do have money, no doubt, but it seems like their bid was based on loans, as they've asked money to be put in from banks rather than from their own pockets. Their bid is looking weaker by the minute. What's your take on the whole situation as it stands?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Johnny and
Yeah,
indeed Chris about 1 o'clock this morning, and this has left me feeling really strange. I know at the moment we're very focused on the Ricketts, but this is bigger than the Ricketts. Yes, we're against what they appear to stand for, and it's right to stand up against that. But you see, the sour taste or the heavy heart that I carry even now is that this is bigger than that. This is more than that. They're not even a preferred bidder yet, but it's still much, 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 much more. It transcends into why. Why have we got a war being fought on the far eastern side of Europe and a London football club being targeted, and everybody with their own little gripe, their own little jealous axe to grind, their own little football rivalry sentiment to extinguish, has been allowed to basically stick the boot into this club in the name of sanctioning the owner. And I kind of don't, I mean, I'm looking at the sanctions to this guy and I'm wondering, well, what's going on? The Americans won't sanction him. The prime minister or the president of Ukraine doesn't want him sanctioned. And yet we're sanctioning him, or rather, sanctioning his football club, because nobody else is really getting hurt by this except the football club. It's all crazy, and to me, what does that mean to the integrity of this competition that we love so much? We've already been robbed from a couple of FA Cups. We were robbed from the League Cup. Even the competition itself is suspect, and now it's totally compromised by what's happening to Chelsea. You can't make this shit up. Sorry, excuse my language. Sorry, you can't. I just, there's just so much going on in my head right now. I feel so bad inside. I can barely focus. Football doesn't mean what it used to me. We've got a match tomorrow. I can barely think about it. We've had the World Cup draw, and to me, it's meaningless because to me, the competition is skewed. One club has been forced to have its hands tied behind its back, being targeted right through the December period when we were on our knees with injury and COVID. And now all of a sudden, you notice how when they see the club is almost out of the way, they now decide next season they're going to have 5 substitutions. I mean, the whole thing stinks from the political end, the sporting end. Nothing adds up to me, nothing. And I feel extremely, I don't know, my gut's turning. I just feel sick. I really do. I just feel,
Bobby, I I I've been doing some research over the past few days. Um, in respect to Roman Abramovich, and in respect to his past, I know a few people have tweeted, some information about how he made his money and how he did this and how he did that, and he's not such a saint. He's not a peacemaker. He's doing this on behalf of Putin. A whole bunch of people have been pushing that narrative and that agenda. So I thought to myself, let me look at this with a bit more detail. I mean, I've researched his history in the past. I've read about him in the past. I've looked at his position in respect to Palestine in a lot of detail because it's something that I was interested in. This was from way back, but in respect to the allegations that are put against him, Roman Abramovich did make a lot of his money in a way that is questionable. And he did do that in the early stages of Putin's career. So he did have a link. He did have a link with Putin, a strong link with Putin. But that link wasn't just specifically Roman Abramovich. That is a link in respect to the oligarchs of Russia. Putin decided to give them freedom to do business with the condition that they stay out of politics. Don't get involved in my politics. I will do what I got to do, and you keep your mouth shut. In return, I'll let you do business without any hindrance. In fact, I will facilitate a lot of the state business through you guys. And he did that. He did privatization to a degree, and then he changed those companies that he privatized and then put them back in the public sector, and he paid money doing that. So he would give you some of the government's business for you to run for a set price, and then he would buy that business back off you at a very inflated price, and that is how he's going to give you money, which you're also going to funnel back to him in some way, shape or form. And that's what he did with all of the oligarchs, including Roman Abramovich. So Roman Abramovich did make his money working with Putin. However, the money that he made working with Putin, the British government welcomed with open arms.
Okay.
They encouraged him and a whole bunch of other Russian investors to come and invest in the United Kingdom with no questions asked policy, because they issued them with a golden visa, which allowed them to invest money into the UK with no barriers. They took advantage of the money that they made from Russia, and they allowed it to come into the British economy. And this all started late 90s, early 2000s. So the crime that he's being punished for, or what is deemed to be a crime today, was something that the British government welcomed at the time. So there is a large percentage, there's a large amount of hypocrisy on the British government in the way that they are handling Roman Abramovich's situation. Roman Abramovich is not a saint. Once I did my research and I investigated, I can see why people are against the way that he made his money. I can see why. But at the same time, if you are against it, you should not have allowed him to invest day one. The fact that you were happy to take his money for 20 odd years, him and the other oligarchs for 20 odd years, and then for you to say no today because it doesn't align with your agenda, with your political views today, hypocrisy.
No, I am.
That's where we are.
I am so nauseated by modern day virtue signaling. I mean, what are we saying? Okay, why don't we talk about the owners of Man City? Why don't we talk about the owners of Newcastle? There are so many. The financial world is full
Bobby,
of.
just let me interrupt you for 1 second. If we talk about the owners of Man City or the owners of Newcastle, then that is a massive debate and a massive topic, because those two clubs are owned by estates. They are literally owned by a state. Newcastle is owned via an organization that is owned by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. So Newcastle are not owned by a consortium from Saudi Arabia. No, they are owned by Saudi Arabia. Therefore, the actions of that country will be related to that club because that club is owned by that country. So, is the war in Yemen acceptable? Is the actions that took place in the Saudi embassy in Turkey when Jamal Khashoggi, a journalist for the Washington Post, I think it is, when he walked in and then walked out in body bags, because he was chopped up, is that acceptable? So that is a debate. That is a debate that the British government is today not interested in because Saudi Arabia is buying and it has contracts for the supplying of aeroplanes, tanks, and other military hardware. They're buying that. They're paying for that. The fact that they are one of the biggest oil suppliers in the world plays a part of that. So we don't look at the faults of one country because we are benefiting from them, but we will emphasize the faults of a businessman because we are not benefiting from them today. And when we were benefiting from them 20 years ago, we didn't care about it. So hypocrisy is
It's so sickening. I've lost my appetite for so many things within the sporting realm because, sport, football in particular, our clubs was our way of getting away from the stink of this world. But now the stink has come into football and settled in our club, and that feels very, very, very sickening indeed.
yeah,
The whole
it
thing is
definitely does.
trash, complete trash, meaningless trash. We're having to put up with a bunch of lies, and it hurts.
Yeah. Let me try to communicate with Boogeyman again. I'm not sure what his internet connection is like today. Boogeyman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Boogeyman, welcome back. I hope you had a good trip. It's good to have
Oh,
you
good.
back on the channel.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I look a little old because of all the stress, man. The traveling, no rest, but I'm still good.
Is is it the traveling or is it you following Chelsea news over the past couple of weeks?
No, the traveling mostly. Just the news is just when I'm going to sleep and then I check Twitter and then. Like I agree 100% with Bobby. It's just not worth it to put in any energy into this. I was talking to a Chelsea fan in Germany last time, and he he how would you say it? Someone that lost his wife, his widow. No, no widow, but whatever. I don't know who said it. And he said Chelsea is the only thing that I mean his kid bought him a season ticket and all those things. So he traveled to UK and watch and all those things. So we just discussing. He said, "What's going on with Chelsea right now is just crazy," and he's also really mentally down. So this is taking too much proportion. We cannot just imagine how many people are affected by this whole thing. A lot of people are depressed, but it's not. We're not saying what's happening in Ukraine is not like an atrocity. Is not. We should not denounce it. But again, there's a people that are going through a lot of mental illness just because of all those crap that is going on right now. So I mean, like someone say, it's life, right? So we'll see who survive, who does not, and we move on. Darwin theory, right? So
Boogeyman, I wanna get your take on the protest tomorrow. I mean, you are one of the international fans. You will not be able to partake. But what's your view on what is being planned for tomorrow?
Yeah, listen. Racism should be condemned. Like it's not just enough to say I'm not racist. You have to do something about it. You have to help with it. You have to, I don't know, being an activist, you have to be against discrimination. If you see it, say something. You, like, you as a human being, "Ah, I'm not racist. I have a lot of friends. I don't adhere to the discrimination, all those things, but you have to help and help the minority also with this issue. I mean, so when I think about tomorrow, I think it is a fair protest. We're protesting against people that we don't even need to prove that they're racist. They've shown that they're racist. And someone may tell me, no, listen, is the patriarch or the old dude that is racist, the kid are not. No, but I mean, as soon as those guys got a club, the old dude is going to be sitting in the stand. And who is he representing in the stand? He is representing Chelsea. He is representing that family. So I don't want to see them and sitting in our stands. That's my problem. So I'm for that protest. The only thing I have issue with is I think for me they're never going to get a club. For me, I'm convinced that, like, I'm sure they're never going to get a club, but that's just me thinking. It's a wishful thinking. But and I still think, why are they still in the race anyways? So I'm just feeling like the objective of protest should actually point out what Bobby is pointing out. They just in the last 10 minutes, uh, like, we need Chelsea fan to prove that Roman is also a victim of it. I mean, we're not comparing Roman problem with Ukrainian problem. That's two different problems. We know Ukrainians are going to tough time. We're not here to compare, but Roman in this situation is a victim also. Not, they can't even prove that the guy has done anything wrong. The worst that can happen to the guy, he getting poisoned also right now. So I think we should protest and then force this government to back off. Just back
Boogie,
up. They don't have a way to. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
So it's interrupt. The thing is, the allegations that are put against Roman, they're not new. These allegations,
100%.
he's actually gone to court, and a lot of those allegations have been brought up in court here in the UK, and the court didn't decide to investigate any further or to prosecute him for those alleged
And
incidents.
the man is sitting in a piece talking. Like,
No,
who?
no, no,
What do you
boogie,
want?
boogie. That let's leave that aside for now. Let's talk about the legal aspect. If the courts, the British courts, did not prosecute or did not investigate or proceed or take further action in respect to those issues, then on what basis is the government
There is none.
taking this action? Because if
There
you're
is
going
none.
to take action against him on alleged involvements in certain things that have all been documented in British courts and no further action was deemed necessary, why are you doing this? And by the way, he could use those court hearings to base the foundation for a
Yeah.
lawsuit against the British government for what they're doing to him now.
Yeah.
Now,
And the other
that
thing I
that
like.
is that is sorry, Boogeyman. That is one side of the case. The other side, which you're quite right in mentioning, is he is taking a leading role in getting peace talks happening between Russia and Ukraine. Now, I've seen people talk about he's doing this for Putin. He's doing this for Putin because he's been tasked to get this done by Putin. Well, okay, if he's doing it for Putin, brilliant, brilliant, because
At
that
least they're
means
talking, right?
not only that, but if he's doing it for Putin, if he's trying to hold peace talks because Putin has asked him to, well, Putin is the aggressor here. He's the one invading Ukraine, and if he is using Roman Abramovich to stop this whole thing, to give him an off ramp, to give him a way out of this, and Abramovich is facilitating that. Brilliant, fantastic. Even if he is working for the Russians, and he is doing it to stop the war, brilliant. I couldn't care less if he's working for the Russians or for the Ukrainians, as long as the eventual goal is to stop the war. That's all we care about.
100%.
So he should be commended for doing that. And
100%.
like you said, he's putting his life on the line because he was poisoned. Now, if he's working for Putin, then it wasn't Putin who poisoned him. So who poisoned him?
And UK government, let me just put it that way, because they're the only one against them.
We're not accusing the UK government
I'm
of
just
doing
saying.
anything. We're just saying, who could it be? Who could it be? Let's leave it to the imagination of the viewers, Boogie.
And that was my imagination. Listen, and the other thing I would like to point out is the fact that if you want to seize, seize something from Roman, you seize his house, seize his cars, trying to seize his yachts. No, but Chelsea is way too complex entity. That's why I keep thinking the UK government are just a bunch of stupid people. How do you seize a club, an entity that is that have too many entity in it? You have a men club, women club, football player contract. You have all those sponsorship deal. You have too many.
Sorry, Boogeyman. An entity that is an institution that is
How do
fully
you seize it?
integrated into the fabric of your own society.
So how do you see something like that? Now you're there saying, okay, Roman, can you put 30 million pound into it to help me? Oh no, now we're not selling ticket. Now we're selling ticket. Oh, now we're doing this. What kind of mess is that? You just don't think before you make decision. That's what I kept telling you. Listen, I'm not gonna repeat myself again. That UK government, bunch of idiots. That's all it is. They have no brain.
Yeah. All right, we move. Let me hear from Eric Blue. Eric Blue, UK government hypocrisy. Ricketts bid flawed in every shape and form. Every which way you look at it, that bid is flawed, and yet it's being pushed heavily by the Rain Group and by Bruce Buck himself. Is taking a personal interest in this bid. What's your stance on this, and what are you expecting tomorrow?
Right. Firstly, I just wanted to tell Boogeyman that please don't put more in trouble, because
Boogeyman speaks for himself, man.
Yeah.
He lives in Canada, so it's part of the Commonwealth. So he's within the grasp of the umpire.
True.
So
that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
No. Listen.
Yes,
All jokes aside, look, we are part of this society. We are part of this club, and every one of us has the right and the freedom to express their views and their position in respect to what is happening. We don't encourage, we don't condone any hate either to the government or to individuals. We don't. But we will criticize and we will point out the deficiencies in the policies and in the actions as we see them. We could be mistaken, we could be wrong, because maybe there's things that the government knows that we don't have access to. There's probably things that the government knows that we don't have access to. But we are making our judgment based on what we do have access to. And if there is things that the government wants to make us aware of, enlighten us with, please do. Because we love our club, and we love what our current owner has done for our club. Has he made mistakes in the past? Hell yeah. Will he make mistakes in the future? Probably. But what's that got to do with us? We support our club. So yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And I hope that they will, the protest will have a positive outcome. I think it was a few streams ago. You were talking about how you can't always control, protests, and there will always be people who try to do something else, try to disrupt the protest. There are always people with ulterior motives in these kind of things. But hopefully, the majority, like maybe 90%, 95% will, crowd out the people who are just trying to make a scene or trying to do something stupid. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a productive protest that will have a clear message, something that isn't too difficult to understand, and something that isn't going to be manipulated and twisted to some kind of negative thing. And hopefully it actually works as well, because that is the whole point. We need this process to be effective, and we need the important people to know about it. And Bruce Buck, in the same way he made the calls to take Chelsea out of the Super League, he needs to reconsider whatever he's trying to push here. And he needs to understand that
Yeah.
this is something that will not end well. It won't, because I don't remember who was saying it earlier, but these people, the Ricketts family, if they're surprised about this, then this is just the start. Because if by some chance they own, they actually become the new owners, it's not going to be pretty. It won't. So I hope they get a hint, like Chris was saying, and I hope they just pull out, because it's not going to work out.
Look, Eric, we know that the final decision will be made through Roman Abramovich. It might not be him signing on the dotted line, but whoever he gives the power of attorney to, or the authority to sign on that dotted line, it will be with clear instructions. Bruce Buck pushed us down the path of the Super League. Roman Abramovich demanded that he make a U-turn and withdraw from that. He told him to leave the Super League. And I think what is happening today with the bid is under Bruce Buck's supervision. And I think this protest, when it does happen, and Roman Abramovich hears about it and sees what's going on, because look, Roman Abramovich, he may not be as informed as we think in respect to what is happening with the fans. He's got a lot on his plate right now. And when this protest happens, he will know the fans are displeased. And he will ask that question, what is this? Why haven't I been informed about this? We got to do something about this. What is this Ricketts situation? He will ask those questions because maybe, and again, I'm assuming, because of what is happening with Russia, Ukraine, his peace negotiations, his sanctions. There's a whole lot that is happening right now that maybe the Chelsea fans' anti-Ricketts campaign might not be so high on his priority list today. But when he sees the fans protesting, then he'll be asking those questions. What is going on? He'll ask one of his assistants to give him a quick summarized report about what's happening. Explain to me what is going on. What is this? Why are they upset? Oh, their father said the Muslims are the enemy. They are our enemies. They are radicals. They are this. They are this. His son doesn't like black people. He blamed the pandemic on Asian people. He called it the Kung flu virus. And these are just some of the things that have been brought up to, or will be brought up to his attention. And the former Abramovich then turns around and says, "Yeah, no big deal. If he says that, then he says that, and then we'll know. But if he says, look, Ricketts don't proceed any further, I will not be selling to them, then we'll know." And like I said in the past, it would be very hard for me to believe that the last decision Roman Abramovich makes as the owner of Chelsea Football Club will be to sell to a consortium that the fans clearly don't want. It will be very hard for me to believe that he'll do that. So that's why we need to make a stance and we need to go out there and protest tomorrow. Because we need to let everyone know, especially Roman Abramovich, that we don't want these people. And if you still have the power to decide, then don't let your last decision go against the fans of the club that you love. Be one of us and support us. And your voice, in this case, will be the loudest one. So Roman Abramovich, don't allow the Ricketts. Simple as.
Yeah, I think just to add to what you were saying, Bruce Buck is able to make decisions on his own to an extent. I think that's why Chelsea joined the Super League in the first place. But obviously, like you said, Roman would have told him, we're not doing this anymore, pull out, and then obviously he makes the calls and Chelsea are out of the Super League. So because of his role and because of his position, I think he's like the number 2 at the club. He's higher up than Marina. If what we see on the I
Bruce
think it's on the
Buck,
Chelsea website, yeah,
But he's
he's a chairman of the board.
yeah, he's a
He's
chairman,
number
but
one. He's number
yeah,
one.
exactly, he's number 1. So that tells you that he has a lot of authority, and that is probably why we can see these the Ricketts being, it seems like they have some kind of special treatment. It seems like they're in a position that we don't expect them to be at this stage. So that's why we're talking about Bruce Buck all the time. He has a lot of influence.
What is the background of Bruce Buck? Was he Chelsea fan before Abramovich, or he came
Yeah,
from one?
on the Chelsea, there's an official Chelsea podcast called I can't remember what it's called now. I think he was on one of those episodes. They actually interviewed him, and he was basically explaining how he started working for Roman, and then obviously Roman offered him the chance to be one of the board members at Chelsea, and he immediately said yes, because why not? So he transitioned from whatever he was doing
At
for
Chelsea.
Roman. He transitioned from the previous role for Roman, because obviously he was working for Roman, and then he now became employed
Oh,
at
I think,
Chelsea.
can I ask a quick question? Is Bruce Buck a British?
No,
No,
He's
he's
no,
American.
He's American.
Oh, all
yeah.
right.
So
And this is why he's leaning towards
yeah,
the American bids.
he's either American or Canadian. I'm not too sure.
No,
No, he's
he's
American.
American.
He's American.
Right, he's American. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so basically, obviously I can send you the link for that specific podcast. But it's an interesting, that was an interesting episode. Listening to him being interviewed, saying some details about how he became, how he started working for Roman, and how he got involved with Chelsea. So yeah,
Yeah, but
Right, let me.
whatever, like Mo said, whatever decision Bruce Buck made, Roman can veto that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
then
think I think that the decision to sell the club will not be Bruce Buck's decision.
we're good.
Yeah, I think
So that
he will have a lot of input, and this is why we need to make some noise, because if we don't make the noise, Bruce Buck will not need to tell Roman that the fans are not up for this. But when Roman asks him, it's like, why haven't you mentioned this? I'm seeing reports on various newspapers, on various news bulletins, that the Chelsea fans are not happy about this. You haven't mentioned this. On the contrary, you're telling me that the Ricketts family are the shit. So what is it? What's going on? So questions will be asked. Questions will be asked. Let me go to Nick Blue. Nick Blue, you will be at the protest tomorrow with me, with Chris, with a whole bunch of others. What do you expect to see tomorrow? What do you expect to? What's your expected impact of the protest on this whole thing tomorrow?
Yeah, I expect really, I really think it's going to be a very big impact tomorrow. And Roman is going to hear about it for sure. You'll remember the Super League protests. You were there, I was there, thousands were there. But tomorrow night, it's going to be about 100 times bigger, maybe even more. And because everyone's against what's going on. First of all the sanctions against Roman, what's happening to Roman in this country where he put all that money in. What's he done for? He's done so much for the country, for the NHS, for so many things, for races, for for looking after poor people, even sending food to them, to the old people. It goes on and on. And he's only done good since he come to Chelsea. All right, he had in the past, he's got things, he had dealings with Putin, but that's in the past. So, they shouldn't have done this. It's a big mistake from the government, and they know it's a big mistake now, even more. But, especially with the Americans not, sanctioning him, and the Americans not sanctioning him, and the British, went ahead and sanctioned him purely for money reasons. That's an excuse because about it has something to do with the war and all this with Putin. That's rubbish. And he's there sitting there, trying to end the war. So and it's been, it's on the news every night, and you can see him there. So they must realize their big mistake, so they can't go, when tomorrow, I'm sure, we're going to be shouting his name as well. We're going to shout, we don't want the Ricketts, and we're going to make sure the world hears that. But also, we'll be singing his name outside the ground and inside the ground, for sure. And as you know,
Nick,
I'm lucky I have a ticket tomorrow.
There is something that I said, people are saying, Roman Abramovich is doing this for Putin. He's part of the Putin team. He's trying to help the cause of Russia in this whole thing. My response would be, Zelensky specifically asked Biden not to sanction Roman specifically. Therefore, what Roman is doing is having a positive effect on the Ukrainian negotiations. Therefore,
100%.
You can all speculate, you can all make allegations, you can all make assumptions, but I think it's clear who the two parties are in this negotiation. Putin on one side, Zelensky on the other. And when Zelensky is commending the role of Abramovich and is asking the US not to sanction him, he must be doing something good for Ukraine, right? He must be.
Yeah, of course.
Can I add something quick?
Let me finish 1 minute. Yeah, and tomorrow, it's such an important. Tomorrow is the biggest day in our history. It's going to be the biggest day in our history. We've had things like this in the past. We had bad times. We nearly went out of existence once. We went to, down the bottom of Division 2, nearly Division 3 in those days. We were putting money, like Bobby said, in the buckets to keep Chelsea going. We would, we had things like that, but this is bigger. this is going to go down in history, Chelsea's history, the biggest process will ever happen. Not only in Chelsea's history, in football history. No one's going to see a protest like this or what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm sure of that. And we will get our voice across. The Ricketts won't be the owners. And I've got a good feeling we can get rid of Bruce Buck as well, because he's the one who started talking with Ricketts. He's no good either.
I'll say this. If Todd Bowley does end up winning the bid, and again, I'm not suggesting one is better than the other. Like I said in my video the other day, for me it's all about no to Ricketts. The rest of the candidates, let the people in the know decide. But let's just for the sake of argument, say Todd Bowley does win it. Do you think he'd keep Bruce Buck on, knowing that he was endorsing the Ricketts family heavily and was doing everything he could to get them to buy the club, and eventually he didn't succeed. I don't think Todd would keep him around. Do you?
I don't think so, Mo. I think that's what Bucky's. Bucky wants to keep his job. That's the whole point of him going with the Ricketts, trying to get them higher up the ladder. But whoever comes in, he won't be the new chairman. He won't be chairman anymore, because they're going to bring their own people in. Whoever comes in, so he's doing his best to keep his job, and I don't think he will keep his job because the Ricketts ain't going to win. That's what I think.
Yeah. Listen, people, I'm gonna.
Can I add something quick?
1 second, Boogie. I'm gonna. Go ahead, Boogie. Go ahead.
No. Someone say he's doing it for Putin, and so at least they're talking. Like, I'm pretty sure Zelensky would like to have some sort of communication or channel of communication with Putin, right? So at least he's still providing that for Zelensky. Second is, before even that this UK government seized Roman asset, Roman has said whatever that he will get from the selling of this club, or whatever he will get from something, it will go directly to support Ukraine victims. So at the end of the day, the man spirit, or the man heart was to help the victim from Ukraine. It was nothing to do if I'm going to help the army of Russia. He never said something like that. He already took the risk at the beginning, before the UK government make that stupid decision to seize stuff. That I think he said something. He put in the club under Bruce Buck, and he will look through the process to sell the club, and anything we get from that sale will go to the Ukrainian victims. So at the end, see, from the beginning, the guy's still working for Ukraine, not working for Ukraine, but trying to help Ukraine victims. So anybody coming here and say he is working for Putin is not thinking. The brain is turned this way for anybody that say anything different.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to say a big up to CFC Gem, GNA TV. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow, my brother. He will be at the protest. So keep an eye out for Gem if you're going. And also do yourself a favor and go subscribe to GNA TV. Can't wait for the protest tomorrow. Time to step up and defend our football club. Make our voices heard. Definitely, we got to be doing that. Listen, there's no point in us regretting that we didn't protest. We can say, if they do end up buying the club, we can say, look, we did everything we can to stop them. We just weren't able to. But if we don't protest and they do end up being the winning bid, we will regret every single moment of that. So if you can, 12 p.m. tomorrow outside Stamford Bridge. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. Look, let's go into the match preview. We've given this an hour and 5 minutes. Let's go into the match preview. What I'm going to do is watch Tuchel's press conference, and then we'll jump into the predicted lineup, and we'll discuss the team. This is a football fan channel, guys. I know it's hard. It's hard to
Wow.
believe.
Wow, really? Really?
Yeah, over the past couple of weeks, politics,
Yeah.
geography, history, social science, you name it. We've talked about it. We've talked about racism.
It's been a long time since I watched a press conference on the
I
Blue
know.
Lounge.
It
It's been
feels
a
like a
while.
lifetime ago. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to watching this. I'm looking forward to. I saw it when it was when it came out. I watched it live, but when I watch it again with you guys, and then we'll discuss the press conference, and then we'll discuss the match tomorrow. My feelings exactly, Jim. All right, let's get into this. Let me share the screen. Where is it? Click here. All right, let's go. Oops, wrong button.
Team news then after everyone's been away with. Hello Thomas, thanks for your time.
Hi.
Welcome back after a little break.
Yes, thanks.
Team news then after everyone's been away with their international teams.
Team news, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell will miss the game tomorrow. Callum still feels his Achilles a little bit and has some lower back problems. Everybody else was in training, and it's always a challenge to come back after these breaks, because everybody was all around the world and everybody has different experiences. Some of them very successful, some of them not. Some of them played a lot, some have jet lag and so on. So it's always a challenge. You're never 100% sure where you are, and we try to regroup, regather, and restart tomorrow.
Reece James ready to go?
Ready to go, yeah. Reece is in the squad for tomorrow.
Cesar Azpilicueta, your captain, fortuitously got another year on his contract.
Yeah.
Did you know that was going to happen? And how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I knew it's going to happen, because I knew the amount of games when it's going to happen, and he was so close. No, it's a good thing. We were aware of it, and it's good news for us.
It makes it more likely perhaps that he will stay
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a contract, and he's our captain, so it's a very high probability that he will stay.
Tony, though, Rudiger, his brother and agent, has been meeting with the hierarchy of Barcelona. Does that worry you?
If it's true, I mean, yeah, of course. I would try to meet him if I was in any other club, because and still he's our player, and I still think that we have a good chance that he stays our player once things are solved for us. But the situation is the situation that we are like in the moment. Our hands are tied. We cannot speak to him. We cannot offer him. We cannot renegotiate and negotiate with him and his agent. So yeah, fair enough that he listens, if it's true that he listens to other offers. That's the way things go, but I'm still confident.
You mentioned there the situation.
Yeah.
Sorry to ask you again.
Yeah.
But have you had any updates? It's now down to a short list of 4, it seems, potential owners. Do you have
I have the
preference?
same.
And are you because we understand they've got.
I actually am not sure if I could even tell you the names like of the consortiums and the new bidders, but that's also my information that it's down to 4, and in the next weeks there should be like further talks and negotiations.
Just on that, we understand that they've got a chance to meet you, for example. Have you got a date for that yet?
I'm not. No, absolutely not. I'm not sure if they want to, and I'm not sure if I should. Not sure if it's a good idea or bad idea or whatever. Maybe it's best to be involved, if I'm involved, as late as possible.
Just finally from me, and I know you don't really care, you prefer winning things as a team, but you've won every single game in every competition in March.
Yeah.
Dealt with all the stuff that's going on off the pitch. Everyone says really well. Mikel Arteta not involved in the FA Cup, not involved in the Champions League, lost one of his games in the Premier League, and yet he's manager of the month. Do you find that a bit odd?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't worry. We can leave it like this. We win all the matches, and I don't get the reward. Cannot be happier.
Thanks, Gary. John Southall.
Hi Thomas, since we last spoke, the government have changed the club's licence so your fans can now watching the Champions League and the FA Cup, which is good. Tomorrow, only your season ticket holders can be at the game. What do you make of that?
Well, we had the situation before, no, in the league.
Well, they haven't changed that. Should they change that?
Well, from perspective, from solely team perspective and our sportive perspective, it would be perfect to have all our spectators in the stadium to support us. We are happy that things changed and we can have spectators in the FA Cup final and of course in Champions League. And for tomorrow, everybody needs to step up and everybody is in charge and is responsibility to create a good atmosphere because. We need our spectators, and if we are a little bit less, they need to compensate for the ones missing.
Yeah, you mentioned about players coming back this week, and some have had different experiences.
Yeah.
So how's Jorginho? It must have been a pretty difficult time for him. How's he been since he returned?
Good as always. I have to say, I mean, to be very honest, I did not speak a lot with him about that. Because I mean, what could I say to make his pain go away? Nothing. And if I'm the 200th person to tell him, hey, come on, put your head up high. So it's I think, like always, that the players, and it's our job more to create an environment and an atmosphere where the players feel welcome, feel safe, no matter what happens outside. And of course, this happens in sport, and it feels horrible for him personally and for him and his teammates. But here is a safe place for him, and this is how I felt him. He was very, very strong in training, I have to say. Very good response. He came in one day earlier than he needed to be. He wanted. That's why I had the feeling he loved to be back, and be in this environment because it's a positive environment.
You spoke briefly about the ownership. How difficult is it to plan for next season when you don't know who the owners are going to be?
It's impossible in the moment.
How much money you might have.
Yeah. So.
To a disadvantage are you at against cities and
I don't know. It's hard to guess how much of a disadvantage, but it's impossible though. That's why we don't do it. I mean, we focus on what we have right now, and we focus on our next matches. So maybe it's also an advantage in it. We cannot get distracted, and we deal with the disadvantage later when hopefully things are clear.
And just a final one, you talked about players coming back. So the likes of Thiago Silva,
Yeah.
Christian Pulisic have had long trips. Are they ready to start tomorrow, or do you look to Real Madrid for players like that?
Thiago is a bit different than Christian, I have to say. Thiago did not play the third match with Brazil. Came back one day earlier. Had not the same jet lag than Christian. So Thiago was here yesterday and trained today and feels very good. So he's available for tomorrow. For Christian, we need to decide. He did not train today. We decided to give him another recovery session today, so he did not train with the team. He was here, but he feels very, very tired because of the huge time difference, jet lag, and he played a day ago or like 1.5 days ago in like 85 minutes. So he played all 3 matches for the US. Yeah, we need to figure out if that makes sense, and if it makes sense, for how many minutes it makes sense tomorrow.
James, Talk Sport.
Hi Thomas, you suggested that there's a real possibility that Cesar stays next season.
Of course.
How much of a boost is that amid a real period of instability for the club?
Yeah, well, I knew it all the time that this is very likely to happen because he's a regular starter for us, and I knew the amount of games we needed to make him stay and to make his contract. Continue or extend it to extend. So that's why I'm very happy, how much I rely on him and how much of an impact he has in this group and in this club. So it's very good news for us.
Yesterday it was confirmed that clubs will get an opportunity to use 5 substitutes next season moving forward.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the correct decision?
Oh, it's a brilliant decision. And I mean, we were the only league who did not do it in Europe. So it's an excellent decision. And I dare to say it's an excellent decision for everybody, because I was long enough also coach of underdog teams, and I would have loved to have 5 substitutes to make more players play, to maybe increase the intensity or keep the intensity level against stronger teams if you're like an underdog team. So. And for us, in the amount of games we play until now, and the amount of competitions we play, the amount of competitions the players play when they go now to international duties, they go again in summer for Nations League. It's absolutely necessary to protect the players, to protect the quality, and to use the full potential of also tactical influences in the game. So a very, very good decision.
Last one, James.
Finally from me, Thomas, there are some reports in Italy that Romelu is unhappy at the moment, and there's some suggestions that he could potentially move back to Inter Milan in the summer. Have you had a chance to have any conversations with him during the international break? Because he's been here, and do you see that as a possibility leaving in the summer?
We don't reflect on it. I mean, the situation in the moment is that we cannot talk to players, and we cannot sell and cannot buy. So it's in this moment we don't even need to think about it, because these are the players that we have, and Romelu plays still a big part, not in our plans, not the part maybe that he wants to play, and I totally understand it, but he used his time also to deconnect a little bit. He had 1 week of a holiday, and then he was back with us. I feel him very motivated. I feel him very strong in training. Very much involved when we do the games. He is a winner, and he will stay a winner, and he will stay important for us. He had a good match in Middlesbrough, which was a huge boost for all of us and for him personally. And there is, in the moment, there is no space for bad mood, and there is no space for disappointment. There is simply not. I checked the schedule last week, and I knew that this is the schedule, but once you have it in front of you, you see what's coming, and there are a lot of matches coming in the decisive weeks of the season, and that's why there is no space now for second thoughts. There's no space for being distracted or disappointed. We have to focus, and we need everybody, every single player, and of course Romelu.
Okay, last 2 to finish, Vaishali and then Nizar.
Thomas,
Hi.
a West London derby next for Chelsea against Brentford.
Yeah.
The reverse fixture was a tough win for Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Based on what you saw from Brentford in that match, are you surprised that since then they have struggled for consistency?
Well, but it's maybe also normal. Play as a newcomer in the toughest league in the world. I think they expected to maybe not fly through the season like they started. When we played them in the first match, it was one of the worst moments to play them, because they were absolutely flying. They were full of positivity and full of belief, and we made a very good match and struggled in the last 18 minutes like crazy, and we needed to defend and needed a lot of luck to escape with 3 points. Then we had another match against them again in Brentford in the Carabao Cup it was, and we played very, very well and learned from our first match, and that's the challenge for tomorrow. They played for a long period of the season in a back 5-3-2. Now they changed in the last matches to a 4-3-3. So let's see what they will do tomorrow. They're still a very physical team. They are still a very direct team. They're still a team who rely heavily on set pieces. So we know about it, and we need to be ready. We expect a tough one again.
And of course now they have Christian Eriksen in their team.
Yeah.
What have you made of his journey back from the cardiac arrest that he suffered last summer?
Well, I was not particularly, of course, following every little step, but I'm aware of the story, and it's brilliant that he's back, and it's brilliant that he's back in Premier League and has the chance to enjoy football on this kind of level. It's perfect news, and it's a wonderful story.
Last question in the broadcast, Nizar.
Thomas, Joan Laporta, the Barcelona president, was talking, and he said that they've signed 2 players. One's a midfielder, one's a defender. Most people believe the defender is Andreas Christensen. I wonder if you have any clarity on that, or if it bothers you at all that they're talking them like this.
We heard the rumors, and we heard the same rumors. I have no confirmation for you, as I did not speak to Andreas about it at the moment. But we heard the same rumors, so or maybe it's like this.
We'll leave it there.
Diplomatic ending to that press conference. What can be expected from Thomas Tuchel. Key takeaways for me is the fact that Aspilicueta is going to be bound for another year to Chelsea Football Club. His contract does not expire at the end of the season. Well, it actually does, but it's automatically renewed because of the amount of games that he's played, and there's an automatic renewal clause in his contract that will extend it by another year. As you all know, we are unable to extend contracts because of the sanctions, but this is a pre-existing condition within his contract. So provided that he meets the criteria, it's an automatic renewal. So the British government can't interfere with that one. And it's brilliant news. I mean, he could still end up going to Barcelona, but if he does, they'll have to pay a fee for him. They'll have to buy him. So it's not a free transfer. That is important for us, especially with the situation we're in. Hopefully, we're able to keep Rudiger, but we'll have to wait and see about that. In respect to team news, Chilwell and Callum are the only players who are unavailable. Everybody else is available, which is fantastic news. We will be showing you our predicted lineup. Now, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. I have 4 lineups that I'm going to show you from different members of my panel, and I want you guys in the chat to select the best one, or the one that you think is.
No, it'll be me. But yeah.
Listen, the people in the chat, they will decide. So you'll rate it out of 10. Now, depending on how you guys rate it, we'll score them, and then we'll see who wins at the end of the stream. So who's going to get the highest rating? And the guys, no favoritism, yeah? Look at the lineup, and I mean...
Don't go for the person pointing at himself on camera, yeah? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So... Don't go for this guy. Hold on, let me just see if I can. Yeah, don't pick him. All right, and don't pick. Where is it? Oops, how do I get this off? And don't pick him neither.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. How do I remove this? Now listen, this guy here. Oh God, I can't remember.
Thank you. I'll take it. Oh, there we go.
This guy here, if I'm able to select him, I'm not able to select him. He has been struggling to submit a lineup, but he actually managed to do it today. So big up to Nick Blue. We will get him to explain his lineup for us very shortly. Before we get into this, before we get into all these lineups, I want to hear your take on the press conference, lads. Let me start with Eric Blue. Eric Blue, give me your thoughts on what Tuchel said at his press conference for the match against Brentford at the Bridge tomorrow.
Yeah. I think the main thing for me is he said Chilwell is out. And I thought Chilwell was out anyway. I thought he was out for the season. So maybe he might come back sooner than we expect. So that's positive for me.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Reece James coming back, that is huge. That's a big deal. We saw what he did when he came back against I think it was, forgot the game now. Was it Newcastle or one of these teams? Can't remember. I don't think it was Newcastle.
I gotta admit something.
It was Burnley. Yeah.
I gotta admit something. It's been 2 weeks, but it feels like 2 years, man. So it's been a long break. Seriously, it's been a long.
It's been a while. Yeah, I literally couldn't remember who. Yeah, it was. I think it was Burnley, and he had a more or less a masterclass. I think he was man of the match for me. I don't know what the official man of the match was for that game, but for me, he was the man of the match. And then obviously he got injured again and had to go out. So I hope this time, he comes back and he stays till the end of the season. Because if you want to win, you know, a certain major trophy, he will be very important for that. So I'm hoping he's actually strong and he's able to, stay fit for the rest of the season. And for Chilwell, maybe we'll see him, you know, a few matches towards the end. I don't know, but it seems like it's a little bit more positive with regards to his recovery. So those are the two main things for me personally. Everything else, you know, obviously Rudiger is in the balance. Any other official extensions can't happen, and it's not good because the last thing we want is any kind of thing to slow down the negotiation process. Even though they had time to negotiate these deals a while ago, which is part of the issues that we have with we had when we had the luxury of just talking about the football. You know,
Yeah.
when we didn't need to speak about things like this. But yeah, anyway, I think those the players coming back from injury, that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the new board is going to be like. We're gonna have to start to get to know all these new members. I have a feeling we're gonna be looking back at Marina Gavaskaya, Petr Cech, and Neves Mandem, and we'll be thinking the good old days. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right.
Let's not before
Yeah.
before you move on from me. I just wanted to
Yeah.
say that I don't actually have an issue with Marina, but I don't like when people are not very clear with what she is, what her role is. Like you want to give her credit for, this amazing player at the club, but you should only give her credit for getting the deal over the line and give her credit for, amazing bargain signings. Or, for example, we signed Morata and we sold him for more money than we brought him in for. That's huge, fantastic. You give her,
Hazard.
yeah, you give her credit for things like this, but you don't
Yeah.
give her credit for a player being a successful signing. That is,
Diego
yeah,
Diego Costa, the circumstances he was in, and
yeah.
still making some money. Marina Gavaskaya, I love a lot of things that she's done. I have, I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. No, on the contrary, I love a lot of things that she has done. But at the same time, I'm not scared and I'm not reluctant to criticize her when she makes mistakes.
Mm.
I will say, look, you messed up with this. You did really bad with this, and you did good with this. So
Yeah, and
I
she's
I
also,
I I,
yeah,
I don't approve of people who worship a
mm,
player or an individual. This person can't do nothing wrong. Nah, I'm not about that life. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes.
mm,
Marina makes mistakes. And when we do, call us out. Because if you don't
yeah.
call me out when I make a mistake, how am I supposed to learn? How am I
Before,
supposed to improve?
yeah,
You
exactly.
got to tell you got to call it out. Go on,
Just
Eric.
the very last thing. Sorry, I'm taking up time,
Nah,
but
that's all good.
Marina is not a director of football. I was searching when Chelsea were linked with this new director who was supposed to come in. I was trying to search for it on Google, and Marina's face is what I saw. And for me, if Marina is the director of football, she should be sacked. She shouldn't be at Chelsea anymore. That's what I think. Yes, because you have to look at the whole, what that role means. So
That ship has sailed, Eric. Man, come on, leave it out.
no, it's true. But if like people say, like, the only thing is that people give her credit for something and then they are upset when you criticize her for something that, like, if her job is to make successful signings and you criticize her for bad signings, then
No,
that's not a
no,
problem.
sorry, Eric. When I was saying that ship has
Yeah.
sailed, I mean, like, Roman is about to
Yeah,
leave.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. She's
yeah,
gone. She's gone. I was saying it
uh,
before. Some people think
yeah,
that any of these guys will still stay, but let's be honest. Let's be real. None of them are
yeah,
staying.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, the only one who I think may have a chance of staying is Petr Cech, purely for his footballing history with the club. He may have, but again, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Let me move over to Chris. Interesting press conference, Chris. What's your take from it?
Well, what my take on it is, I mean, I went to Spain and I feel like I've aged 50 years. Looking at Tuchel, he looks like he's aged the same, to be fair. I mean, a grey beard. Wowee. My key takeaways from it is, first of all, I just want to say the 5 subs rule. I am so in favour of this because for me, I think it helps a lot of teams. And I know the smaller teams, supporters are saying, oh, it's an advantage for the big teams. Well, you know what? Then that should give you incentive to go add quality to your team. Because let's face it, Chelsea, Liverpool and City, those are the benchmark in the league. And probably the 3 best teams in the world if you're looking at it. So the small teams, you know, saying quality, it's not our fault, is it, really? I mean, it's not our fault, but, you know, everyone likes to moan and complain these days, don't they? In terms of Brentford, well, it's going to be a tough game. For me, when we played the first time in the league, I know we've played them twice already in the Cup and in the league. Both difficult games, especially the first league game, because for me, I felt Brentford should have won that. I mean, Edouard Mendy was absolutely unbelievable that game, and what a performance. So it's going to be difficult. And I like Thomas Frank. I feel that he's one of them managers that just gets on with what he's got. He doesn't moan. You never hear him moaning. He just gets on with it, and I like that because a lot of pressure was on them. People were saying Brentford's going to get relegated. The first time they've been in the league for so many years, so there's obviously going to be a lot of pressure on him, and he's handled it well. You know, you look at managers like Klopp that moans 24/7. Like, come on, mate. I mean, Thomas Frank's getting on with it. So, yeah, Thomas Frank, I rate him. And Aspilicueta, big news. Obviously, it doesn't mean he's guaranteed to stay, but at least it's kind of the best news out of the last couple of weeks that we've been going through. So yeah, I'm very happy that Aspie's staying, and yeah, Mr. Consistent. What else been happening? That's it really. So overall, yeah, it's good to see football finally back, and finally we can push on and play games and win games, and yeah, can't wait. It's good to talk about football, honestly, because I'm sick of talking about valuations.
I can't wait till we get
honestly,
we get into debate.
All we've been speaking about is obviously valuations of companies and net worths and net turnover and all that. Yeah, it's good to speak.
I want to talk about a bad pass, a bad touch.
Yeah,
you know,
Lukaku 7 touches.
How did he not see that pass? How did he not see that pass? Come on, man. Mendy, kick the ball out. Don't just pass it to their player.
You know, it's good.
You know what I mean?
It's good to speak. It's good to speak about it.
Yeah. You know, our agendas will be back in the post-match reaction tomorrow. I want to go to Bobby, and I want to address this first, Bobby. I mean, give me your take on the whole thing, but I wanted to also tell me your take on this. Tuchel, with all of the pressure that's been on him in the past month, wins every single game in multiple competitions. Mikel Arteta plays in the Premier League, loses one of the games, and is given the Manager of the Month award. Tuchel, his response is, I don't care, as long as we keep winning, they can give the awards to the next man. For me, it's all about the team. I mean, that for me was a mad statement. What's your take on the press conference,
Bobby? You took that away from me. That's what I was.
I was giving. Since Couch Critic is currently in Jamaica, I'm here to steal everyone's thunder on his behalf. So, big up to Couch Critic. I know a lot of people have been asking about him. He did contribute to my video yesterday, even though he's away with the family. So big up to Couch.
I was like, how is he making the weather so bright and sunny? He was in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, Kingston, Jamaica. Listen, people, I've actually put the video as the pinned comment. So if you haven't seen that video, it's a very, very good video. It features Boogeyman, Couch Critic, Worldwide Chels, GNA TV, Eunice Talks Football, Andreas, Julius, Fator. Am I missing anyone?
Jim.
Rob. No, I've said Jim.
Sorry.
Rob from the Chelsea socials. Yeah, a whole bunch of people. So if you haven't seen that video, click on the link and watch it. A great video. It was hard to make, but it was a great video nonetheless. Bobby, your take on the press conference, mate?
Great insight.
You're muted, Bobby. You're muted.
Fantastic points, Bobby. Fantastic. I agree.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I can't agree more. Bobby, can you just repeat that last bit again? Because I didn't catch that.
You seem to be cutting out, Bobby. You're cutting out, mate.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, speak up, mate. No, let's go to Boogeyman. I think Bobby might be away from his phone. Boogeyman, same question.
Listen, what a manager we have. We're so lucky to have that manager during this difficult time. Like, he just shined that confidence. Like, I was looking at him and his body language, how relaxed he is. Like, other than his big ear, now everything seemed to be perfect on that guy. And the way he's talking, the way he's taking the question with smile, with all the stress each Chelsea fan are going through right now. You look at that press conference, you wonder, are we Manchester City? He is really relaxed, especially when people try to ask question about Lukaku. Oh, that's when I also saw when things are serious, he become really serious. When he said, when I take a look at our schedules, there's no time for second thought. There is no time for any player here to start thinking, what game am I gonna play? No, it's done. As soon as I need you, put you on the field, you need to deliver. Like those, when you ask questions that he can relax on, he bring that light in it, and it's just listen, this coach, we're blessed to have him. Amazing. And like Chris also said, as Piloqueta renewal is amazing. We don't, especially that we're not allowed to do any big business at this time. Chilwell news, we already know, there's no surprise there. Callum, I'm a little surprised that Callum is still injured, and especially that he's so young. And now they were talking about the back injuries. That concerned me a little, but when Tuchel was talking, it just seemed like it was just a setback. So probably during his recovery, he just got injured, his lower back or whatever that thing was. But other than that, yeah, we should all be thinking. I don't know if it is Petr Cech or if it is Marina or if it is Roman to bring that coach to Chelsea. It was just that's the only bright thing I can see in this team right now, because he is the one. Like someone said, we won six game in a row. It is that confident that that man is shining through the players that is helping us. Because if you give that, if during this time it was Antonio Conte, I guarantee you it will be sick. It will be 6 defeat, because he will be like barking all the time. So like, thanks God we have this guy. I can't say that too often. I cannot stress on that too much. Thanks, Tuchel. You are the best one. Like, I don't know. That's all I can say at this point, anyways.
No, well said. Yeah, no, I think Tuchel, he's winning the fans not only by the way he gets our team to grind out these results, but by the way that he carries himself and the way that he thinks and approaches situations. It shows the character that he has. Fantastic. I'm so pleased to have him as our manager. So pleased to have him. I'm not sure if Bobby's back yet. If he is, let me know. Bobby, are you there? No, still not Bobby. All right, let's go to Nick. Nick, interesting.
Yes, sorry, Mal, I'm back. I was trying to unmute myself, and I had a visitor.
No problem. You might want to go back like 5 minutes and watch the stream. Later on, we kind of took the piss out of you, so just heads up. Because I said to you, "Where are you? Where are you?" You didn't respond, and then me and Chris kind of They got carried away.
Great points. Great points.
Yeah, no. Bobby, seriously, a very, very interesting press conference. Thomas Tuchel, he's diplomatic, but at the same time, he's honest in his response to every question that he's been given. I haven't seen him, ducking a question yet. I've never seen him say, I'm not gonna speak about something. He will always give you something. Sometimes, he can only say, he can only give you a limited answer, but he will always try to give you some sort of answer, unless the questions are a little bit aggressively put or aggressively worded. So that, so I was just saying, how pleased I am and how happy I am to have him as our manager. What is your take on the press conference?
Yeah, as always, Thomas Tuchel, his press conferences are immaculate. This man really has found his zone in Chelsea, and Chelsea have found their zone in him. I think it's a perfect fit. So long as it's allowed to continue. My only concern is that the destructive forces out there that are doing what they're doing now with the owner, as they have done with us on the pitch, with the officiating and so on. I just hope they leave him alone to enjoy his niche, to enjoy what he has found, because this is a man that can be at Chelsea comfortably for many, many years. That's just my take on it all. I now look at everything with a bit of concern, because this is Chelsea. If they see a stability, they will want to make it unstable.
Yep. They will struggle with Tuchel specifically, but they will definitely give it a go. Nick, I always save the best to last, so let me get your thoughts on the press conference.
Yeah, of course, the best is last, as usual. Yeah. Great words from our great boss. Always talks, straight, never lies about nothing. Yeah, the main thing I was very pleased about is Aspilicueta. Another year with our great captain, leader. That was great news to hear. And Rhys James, at last, he's getting back. So I think he will start tomorrow. You're going to see my lineup. I haven't been there. But, great words by Tuchel. The only thing I was surprised at from all these media, these journalists, they didn't ask one question about what's going to happen tomorrow. I was surprised. I thought they're going to ask him, what are you thinking, is there going to be a protest or not? They would have mentioned something. Usually they do, So I was shocked they didn't ask him about that. They probably knew he ain't going to reply to them. So,
no, I think he would have replied. I think Tuchel would have said, the fans have an opinion and they want to make it known, something along those lines. He would have replied, but I think he will definitely be asked about it in the post match interview.
Post match, for sure. Because when the post match happens, that's going to be when the protests were going to be there before that. So they will ask him tomorrow for sure. That was the only shock I heard, from the journalists, because usually they want to know everything. And they didn't ask him too much about the four beaters as well. That surprised me. But again, I'm glad he's back to football. God, he's like you said, 2 years, maybe 3 years since we talked about football. It's been so stressing. It's got to be. These last few weeks, I haven't slept properly. I sleep 1 or 2 hours. I keep waking up, sleeping 2 minutes, waking up. And it must be this because since this happened to Roman, I can't sleep. And it gets to me. I'm very stressed. You can tell from my voice, I'm very stressed with all what's going on because Chelsea's my life. He always has been. It's like it's my family. It's the same as my family. It's my life. And yeah, so let's hope we're back to football. And I can't wait till tomorrow to really let everything out. That's what we need, all the fans to let that feeling out tomorrow. That'd be great. And to see the players come on the pitch, God, I can't wait for that. Like I said, I've got very lucky to find a great guy on Twitter.
Can you just stop rubbing it in that you got a ticket for the match tomorrow? Because I haven't got one. So please stop rubbing it in.
I wish I had two. I would have given you the other one, Mo, for sure.
Yeah, nah. It's all good. It's all good. I may still land one tomorrow. I may still land
one
tomorrow.
You never know. It's never too late.
You never know.
There's people around. Even today, they had tickets for Real Madrid game, for Southampton away. They have. Go on Twitter and you're going to find it. I hope you find something. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I'm very pleased we're back to football, really, the main thing. It'd be great to see the team come out and the crowd they're going to be up for it even more tomorrow with everything happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Look, lads, I have a lineup from Nick, Chris, Bobby, and Boogeyman. I want you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lineup on the screen. I'll get the person who has selected that lineup to explain it to us. I may ask him a couple of questions, and I'm going to ask you to vote out of 10 what you give that lineup. And the criteria that I want you to use for your votes are as follows. How likely is this lineup going to be chosen by Tuchel? So if you think it's going to be chosen by Tuchel, or the formation, the players, give it a high rating. If you think it might not be chosen by Tuchel, but it should be chosen by Tuchel because it's a very good lineup, again, give it a high rating. If you think it's neither that or that, then you know what you got to do in it. So the first one I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show them to you as they were sent to me in that order. So the first one that I received was from Chris. So let me share that with you guys.
The best always comes first, ladies and gentlemen. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
All right, where is it? Here we go. All right, so and by the way, there's ads on the side of these formations, and I don't know why they're showing me these ads because it's not something that I've ever searched, but they're there anyway. So I can't take them out. So enjoy the ads anyway. Here we go. Actually, it might be something that you've searched, Chris, because it's your lineup. So.
Well, yeah. If it's Iron Brew, then probably that is what it is.
No, it's not Iron Brew. It's bikinis, man. It's women's bikinis. Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look.
I need to see bikinis right now.
It's here. This is it.
What's that?
Swimmers collection.
Oh yeah, because I've got some bikinis for my Spain trip, So
there you go. So that's what it is. All right, so the lineup by Chris is as follows, people. He has a 3-4-3 formation with or you could call it 3-4-3 or a 5-2-3 formation. I guess it's a 5-2-3 or a 3-4-3. Anyway, Mendy in goal, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Azpilicueta in the back line. Interesting. Reece James starts on the right wing back with Alonso on the left wing back. Kovacic, Kante in the heart of midfield with Mason Mount on the left wing. Or the left 10, and Ziyech as the right 10 with Lukaku up front. Now, I'm not seeing the King on this. I'm not seeing Chalobah on this.
I've got good reason, mate. Don't worry.
Jorginho. No, I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to you. So, explain it for us, mate. Explain it for us. And guys, don't give me your score for the formation until he has done explaining it. Just to give him a chance to convince us of why
don't
he's
worry.
left
I'll
out
do
the
it.
King.
Why
Why
wait?
he's left.
Why wait? We know how much he's
No.
getting.
Like, okay, so ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, Boogeyman, you can't influence the scores by doing that. It's not fair. It's not fair. Go on, Chris. Let me have
First
it.
of all, I think Boogeyman should be disqualified for the cheating there. That's all I'm saying.
We'll take off 2. We'll take off 2 points of his score. We'll take off 2 points.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen and ladies, this is the Iron Brew 11. Now, of course, if you've not tried Iron Brew, go out. It's a fantastic drink. Mo, I know this is on your channel, so if I get any commission, I'll give you 35% of the sale. Don't worry.
They better start sponsoring the Blue Lounge, man. They better start sponsoring.
We'll see. I'll give you 35% commission, mate. That's how I do business. I like business. Anyways, Edouard Mendy in goal. I mean, he'll be full of confidence as well with Senegal from the World Cup. He'll be up for it, and plus he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So I don't think there's any question or doubt that Edouard Mendy needs to be there. As for Azpilicueta, I put him in there because I think, you know what, he's signed a new contract. He's extended his contract. And I think, you know what, get him in there. Mr. Consistent. I don't know about Christensen. I know Christensen isn't injured, but I don't know if he's 100%. So that's why Aspi has to be there, in my opinion. Thiago Silva rested against Bolivia. So he's going to be fresh and he has to be there. One of the best names on the team sheet. And Rudiger. I mean, do I need to speak any more about Rudiger? One of the best centre-backs in the world has to be in there as well. Now, Reece James, for me, you could potentially see him coming off the bench, but for me, I think he will start. I think he came into training. He's been training very well. And we all know what impact Reece James can have on the team when he plays. I mean, we see that against Burnley in the second half in particular. Absolutely destroyed them in the space of 10 minutes. So that's that. That's Reece James on there, the right wing back. Kante, best player in the world, unbelievable player, has to be there. Unbelievable player. So that's him there. Kovacic for me, I think the reason why I'm picking Kovacic and not Jorginho is Kovacic, when I see him, he plays the direct passes to the forward, the front three. And to me, that's what Tuchel obviously wants to see. The ball's going into the Lukaku's, and Lukaku can have the opportunities to obviously get his confidence up by scoring goals. Marcus Alonso, left wing back, he's the best option we have in that position. I know he's not the best defensively, but going forward, he's very, very good in my opinion. Ziyech, I'm playing Ziyech because I think we've seen him play against Middlesbrough, and I thought he was good that game. Obviously scored as well, so I think he'll be one to add to his good performances the last couple of weeks. Mason Mount, aka Prince Charming, aka needs a haircut. I think he needs to play there as well. And up top, Lukaku. The reason why I've not picked Havertz is because I think he'll be resting Havertz for the Real Madrid game, and I think Lukaku as well scored against Middlesbrough, and I think it's time that we start seeing better performances from Lukaku and to start scoring, which is why we brought him in for 97.5 million. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any sense, you will vote for this team. Get the votes in, and come on, get this team, get this one winning. Come on.
Right, hold your horses. Don't vote just yet, because I want to ask him a couple of questions.
Okay, go on.
We'll listen to his answers, and then we'll decide whether or not we'll give him a high mark or a low one. Listen, mate, we've got Real Madrid midweek here, and you're playing our two wing backs, right wing backs, in the same game. Shouldn't we be resting one of them?
Well, you could say that, but I feel like we.
I am saying that.
No. Yeah, obviously,
guys, you got to take off a couple of points. You got to take off a couple of points on that. That's a mistake. Go on.
I think we've got to start off strong. We've got to solidify that third position. We could even get second, but it's highly doubtful. But I mean, I think that why not? Reece James, he's came back. He might not be fit enough, but he needs to start, lads. Come on, his impact's good.
Why have you dropped the Captain America from this team? Why is he not on the pitch?
Captain America, because he played against Panama. And he was very, very good in that game. I think he'll be a bit. I think he'll be tired. That doesn't mean that he can't start, but for me, I think.
You don't think Thiago Silva will be tired then?
No, because he never played against Bolivia.
But he travelled across the Atlantic just. a few days ago. Jet lag and all
Yeah,
that.
no, but Thiago Silva, Bell Silva will get his energy levels up. We should big up Bell
Am
Silva.
I
And
am I just nitpicking too much right now?
no, but also with the front three with Pulisic, I think that, as I said, with Sajic and Lukaku, both scored against Middlesbrough. So I think, as I said, with Lukaku needs to get his confidence up by scoring goals, and Zajic, he's probably been the most consistent player in the last kind of 2 months, 3 months. So yeah,
All right, fair enough.
get voting,
All right,
lads.
10 is excellent, 1 is poor, and the rest of the numbers are the make up the range. So let me know what you rate Chris's team out of 10. So let me see your ratings in the chat. How what do you give him? Not the highest mark, but
Do the
the
right
one that
thing.
is
Do the right thing, ladies and gentlemen.
the
Do the right
one
thing.
the mark that is most common is what I'm going to give you. Wow, you got a 6 and you got a 4.
Nah, that 4 is a
So
load of rubbish. He's talking rubbish.
4. Hey, listen, everyone has an
I like
opinion,
that
and
one.
they're all valued.
The only
All right,
things I would accept is 7 and above.
2 sevens here. Courtney 7. Deals 4. Sam says 6.
Oh yes, come on, keep voting, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
All right, we'll take a couple more
No.
before we. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a 7. Eric, you can't vote, man. No, actually, Eric can vote.
Thank you.
6.8. Boogeyman gives you a 2.
Nah, we're not counting that. We're not counting that one.
Fair enough. Chris has got a 7. Ooh, there's an 8 there.
So are we adding them up? Are we adding them up? Or
No, we're not. No, we're just taking the one. Oh, hang on, there's 2 8s. 2 8s. Main group scoring 8. All right, so there's a lot of 7s. There's a couple of 8s.
So very high marks, very high.
I'll say. Is there room to say 7.5? Yeah, you know what? I'll give you 7.5, Chris. 7.5. You got a couple of 8s. So Chris, 7.5.
Yeah, even if you average this one, it's not even 7. So I don't know where you get your 7.
Right, it's 9. It's 9.
It's only because you smacked him with a 2. You just destroyed the destroyed the average. All right, who's the second one? Let's have a look at the second one. Who's number 2? Number 2, I gotta find it because some mans were messaging too much. Here we go. The second one is Nick. All right, let's see what Nick has to say. Interesting.
And also, what I will say more, surely they've got to explain it as well. They've got to explain it very good.
Of course.
I think that's the marks.
Yeah.
I think that takes the criteria.
Your explanation was quite convincing.
Thank you.
So let's see what Nick is going to say. Nick has chosen all the flashy cards. So, right. So Nick has an advertisement for spring sale. So we had bikinis and we got spring sale. All right. So we know what people are searching. All right.
Let me check mine.
And stocks
buy stocks as well. All right. So Nick Blue has Mendy in goal. Has the same back line as Chris. He's played the same formation, 3-4-3. So Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Aspilicueta. Actually, he's got the same midfield as well.
Copying,
with
mate.
Alonso, James,
points.
Kante, Kovacic. All right. In attack, he's switched Mount on the right and Pulisic inserted on the left with Lukaku up front. He's used the flashy cards because he wants to make it look good and convince you guys to give him a higher score. Is it going to work? We'll have to wait and see. Nick, explain to me your lineup, mate.
Yeah. First of all, I've gone with a very strong team, as you see. And I think on merit, they deserve to play because they've been really good, the last few games, most of these players. I've got Mendy, of course. Mendy is the best in the world. We have Aspie, the best leader, one of the best leaders in the world as a captain. And we have Thiago Silva, the best centre-half in the world. 100 million times better than Van Dijk, just to mention that. And we have the great Rudiger, my greatest player at the moment for me, and I'm sure he's going to stay because he loves Chelsea. And I'm sure the new owners will listen to Tuchel and keep him at Chelsea. And we have to have Alonso because he's been there with us for years. We can't get rid of him, so he has to play. And he does come up with some great goals, as we all seen in the past. I know he's slow, but he's Alonso. That's his name. And I've gone in the middle with our two best midfielders at the moment. It has to be covered. Could be player of the season with Thiago Silva this year. And Kante, you know, which better midfielder or DM in the world than Kante? He's the best. What a legend. I hope he retires at Chelsea as well. And I've gone for Mason Mount. I was criticising Mount for the last few games, not the last one against Middlesbrough because he was good. And he started to show me the real Mason Mount in that game. That's why I put him in. You know, I criticise when they're not playing. I'll criticise anyway. It doesn't matter if it's Mount, if it could be anyone. But he showed up against Middlesbrough, and so he gets his spot. And I've gone for Pulisic, not Ziyech. Pulisic has been on fire lately.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you're gonna drop a lot of points by doing that, but carry on.
Yeah, Pulisic has been on fire because you can see the goals he's been scoring. He's come back. Captain America is back, folks. And up front, we have to go for Romelu Lukaku to get his confidence, as Chris said, to get his confidence back. And he was good as well at the last game. Plus, Carl Havertz is our main man at the moment. Right? He can have a rest on the bench. And if need to, he can come on. But give Lukaku more chance to get his confidence sky high. And I hope he gets a hat-trick.
All right. Now, my question to you is this, Nick. Hakim Ziyech is on fire at the moment. He didn't have any international fixtures in the past couple of weeks, so he's been training, he's been working hard, and he's fresh. And yet, you dropped him?
Because Pulisic, he's been doing well. That's why.
Pulisic is knackered, man. He's been all over the place, man. He's knackered.
No, yeah. He's best to play him now. He's got 3 goals, don't forget, the other day. He's on form, so put him in.
I'm not forgetting. I'm just saying he's tired.
Yeah, Ziyech is going to be on the bench. I'm sure he's going to come on at some stage of the game.
And why are you making the same mistake as Chris by playing our 2 right wing backs in the same game? We've got Madrid in the midweek.
Yeah, no, but don't forget these players. They haven't played a proper Premiership game for how long now? So I'm sure they can manage 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
I listen. You can't interject.
You wouldn't be convinced.
You are not allowed. You are not allowed to interject.
Yeah, right? Comment. I didn't comment on yours.
All right.
Yeah,
guys. Nick's team is exactly the same as Chris, but he's dropped Havertz, man. He dropped Ziyech. I keep calling him Ziyech and Havertz. He's dropped Ziyech and he's put in Pulisic. So for you, Sam is all about the 4s, man. So let me see your rating for Nick. Keep in mind he's used the flashy cards, so he's making it look good for you guys.
No.
So
look at the
team. let me see your score. So 1 being poor and 10 being excellent. What do you rate this team? So we've got a 4, we've got a 6.5. It's not looking good for you, Nick. Another 4. Wow. Another 6.5. Wow, Nick. Wow. I told you you should not have dropped Ziyech, man.
What's he doing by giving a 9? What's that, man?
Yeah, Ziyech is on the bench.
6.5s. He's got a 9 from Boogie, man. Listen, it's 6.5, mate. It's 6.5.
Thank you, Boogie, man.
Take it easy. 3.4. 3.4. Eric 7.7.
3.4. Wow, that's harsh.
All right, Courtney says presentation wasn't on point as well. Yeah, I have to agree
not
with that.
convincing. Not
Yeah,
convincing.
presentation wasn't so good. Oh, listen, it's getting worse for you, and Nick. You know, we might as well end it here. All right, Nick 6.5, Chris 7.5. So Chris is currently in the lead. Wow, this is gonna get interesting. This is gonna get interesting. All right, fantastic. Let's look at the next one. We've got 2 more to go, lads. We've got 2 more to go. I think it's Boogeyman is lost. Boogeyman is lost. We've got Bobby Smoke Signals next. Bobby Smoke Signals next. Bobby Smoke Signals has gone for the flashy cards again. Listen, guys, enough. We've done we've done Nick. We're moving to Bobby. Bobby has a different formation. Bobby has gone with the 4-3-2-1. And he's also coming in with the spring sale advertisements by the Google AdSense. All right, so it's a different lineup here. We got Mendy in goal. We got Chalobah and Rudiger as our centre backs, with Malingshaw as our left back and Aspilicueta as a right back. So Rhys James is given a rest. We've got Mason Mount, Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the heart of midfield, which is quite an attacking midfield. A great trio up front, Ziyech, Havertz and Lukaku. We've seen this being played in the past by Tuchel, and it hasn't done too badly, these 3 up front. Bobby, take it away, mate. Take it away. Let me hear why you've given us this lineup. Bobby, you're on mute.
Surely that's minus points.
Yeah. Maybe he's got a guest. He's got a visitor. All right, guys. I'm gonna take your votes. Listen, he's not here. He can't make his case. Face value, guys. What do you rate this setup?
You snooze, you lose. You snooze, you lose. That's what it is.
Well. Let's see what the boys in the chat. Wow, Sam Ballard, 8 out of 10. He rated you as a 4, and he rated Nick as a 4, and he's gone in straight with an 8. Limitless, 5 out of 10. Deals, 6. The Joker, 5. Faldiaso,
Nah.
Boogeyman.
Enough of the rubbish ratings, man. 9.5.
9.5, seriously. We got 5.5 by Courtney, Javi 5, Eric 5, EE 6, Jeff 4. Got to turn up. Good point, Jeff. Good point, Jeff. Yeah, you have to turn up if you're not here. So what we saying? 6.5.
Yeah,
6.8.
How much
I'm going to say 6 to be honest. 6 because there's a lot of 5s and there's a couple of there's an 8 and there's a 9 that we don't take seriously. I'm gonna say 6. Bobby got a 6. Oh, hang on. 7, 6.5.
I think someone said a complete lack of presentation. I agree.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with 6. I'm gonna go with 6 because there's a lot of 5s in there. I'm gonna go with 6. Bobby, you got a 6. Had you have been here to make a case for yourself, I'm sure you'd have got a higher score. But unfortunately,
there were 2 in it for Chris though. I don't know why Chris still getting 7.5.
Because I've got the best team, obviously. So
No, listen. He had sevens. He had eights. He had.
You know, he had
He had
only 1 8, and a few 7, a lot of
yeah,
5,
so 7.8.
and one or
he
two or
had
three, 2 and 3.
he had a 9.
We
He
do too.
had
And my
Thanks.
presentation.
That, that,
As well.
Listen. And the end of the day, I'm the main group. Yeah, so I decide who gets the points. You get me?
So you're passing
All right.
the cricket.
Let's go. Let's go and look at the final lineup. You know what? I reckon. I reckon we got a winner. I reckon we got a winner here.
Yeah.
I'm not being biased, but seriously,
No.
I like this one. I like this one.
So the truth is, Chris is back.
Yeah,
I just want to remind the chat people in the chat that Chris has 7.5. So when you're giving my point, have in mind that the man has 7.5. Anything less than 7.5 is an insult to my footballer knowledge, man.
All right, so Boogeyman has gone with a 3-4-3 formation, and he's gone with an AdSense advert for watches, save 20%. So yeah, it's a women's watch. So,
wow!
I don't know if you're looking to buy someone a present, Boogeyman, and you've been searching. I don't know, but it is what it is. So Boogeyman has, in my opinion, a very well thought out lineup with Rudiger, Chalobah flanking Thiago Silva in the back line. Reece James on fire. Right wing back. Alonso left wing back with Kovacic and Jorginho in the heart of midfield. So you have the attack, you have the control. You've got the master, the magician, Hakim Ziyech on the right. You've got the king spearheading the attack. And you've got Money Mace on his left. What a lineup. What a lineup. I'm not being biased here.
Yeah.
But what a fantastic lineup.
I don't even need to sell it.
Don't vote yet, lads. Let's hear what Boogeyman has to say before you vote. Boogeyman, let me hear it. So, why have you given us this fantastic lineup? Why?
Man, stop saying those words, man.
Seven point. I remember 7.5 is the highest score so far.
Explain it.
Yo, thanks, man. Yo, listen, we are 11 points behind the leader, 10 points behind Liverpool, right? And we still have easy game coming, but Real Madrid game is not the easy one. So I'm thinking we need to give some rest to Kante. And if we play against Brentford where they're physical, their attackers are really physical. You want to put Rudiger and Chalobah there. And if you have Rudiger and Chalobah there, their physical presence help already the midfield. So you don't need Kante there. We can rest Kante for the Madrid game because Madrid game, a week after, we have, I think, another game and then Madrid again. So I think Kante need to be fit for those run of games because Kante is Kante. Those two Madrid games, he has to play 90 minutes. So he can come at the end of this game, play 10 minutes or something, but he should not start it. So if we have enough physical at the back and the wing back are physical, Jorginho should be in the middle dictating the tempo. So that's why Jorginho will start this game. And Kovacic, the guy that will beat all the press. I would love to put Loftus-Cheek there to give some break to Kovacic, but it will just be too much for Jorginho to handle in the middle. So Jorginho, Kovacic start. Up front, I'm against any thought that we need to give a game time to any player to become better. That player should be already better. That's Chelsea. Like Tuchel said it today, this is not the time to think anything. This is not the time to the game are coming thick and fast. We need to win it. Like I said, we're only 9 points behind Liverpool and 10 points behind Manchester City with a game in the hands. So we cannot just give up on the EPL. Just simple that we need to go there score earlier. And Lukaku has already proven that when he comes off the bench, he tends to produce more. So he should not be starting this game. The last game he played against Middlesbrough. What level is Middlesbrough? We already know that. So I think King Kai should be the leader of this attack. We should give him time to come back and recycle himself and get back to his groove. And then waiting for Real Madrid. We have the magician on the flank, and we have a Mason Mount with all his walking, his run, his pressing. Man has to start. He was rested in England, so he has to start this game. Alonso may be the weak link, but he hasn't played any game. He has a lot of freshness for the last 2 weeks. Alonso has to start this game. If we need to rest him, we rest him. That's my final word.
Boogie, can I ask you?
No, you can't. You can't. Not
Nick,
allowed.
I gave you nine. I gave you nine, man.
Havertz didn't train yesterday.
Not allowed. You can't influence the decision made by the people. Yeah.
That's why I didn't put Havertz, because he hasn't
I'm
been
just saying.
training. Yeah.
I'm just saying you can't be saying that. You can't be saying that because you're interfering in the in this. So you can't be saying that. Now, I can ask you a question, Boogie. So I want to say my question to you is: did you manage to get hold of Tuchel and give him this formation so he could play it tomorrow?
Yo, man, did you see the light Tuchel was shining through that press conference today? I feel that connection. I don't even need to hold on to that guy. Is reading my mind right now, so don't worry.
Fantastic.
We're getting it.
Fantastic.
Stop saying fantastic.
I'm just.
Hey, Chuko. Hey, sorry, Chuko.
Right,
Chris.
So people in the chat. I want you to tell me how you rate this formation.
I would say more.
One being poor, 10 being excellent, and 9.5 would be the ideal mark. But it's up to you, so.
I would say that those voted during when Bobby was speaking, Boogie was speaking, I think should be disqualified from voting. That's just my opinion.
Chris is going crazy.
I'm not having this. Look at this voting, man.
9, 10, 8. All right, so Limitless saying 9, Sam saying 10, Jeff saying 8. Eric can vote because he doesn't have a dog in this fight. He hasn't got a lineup, so Eric can vote. So Eric is 9.5. I'm gonna round this up and I say Boogeyman. Yeah, you scored like 12.
Yeah,
12 out of 10. Yeah, Boogeyman's got 12 out of 10. So fantastic! What a lineup. Am I being too biased here?
No, I would say you win some, you lose. I would say I won that one, but of course, credit where credit's due. Fair play, Boogie. But yeah, I felt like I won that one. I feel like I won that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at these ads for Boogie, man. He's got some serious ads, man. some serious ads. Anyway, fantastic. Boogeyman is the winner. But we'll have to wait and see what Tuchel actually goes with tomorrow. Listen, people, before we wrap up, I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes to give me their final thoughts. But, if you're watching the stream and you haven't subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm very close. I'm literally, I think I'm like 80 away or something. Let me just double check. I think I'm 80 subscribers away from hitting 10,000.
What is funny? I mean, that's how I'm looking at the trend. It's like you're going when you're hitting the 10,000, then they get slower. Like
I'm literally exactly 80 subscribers away from hitting 10,000. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you are subscribed and you've got friends, family who haven't subscribed, tell them, let's just get this 10,000 subscriber milestone out of the way and let's just keep moving forward. And I will be giving away some Chelsea merchandise once we hit 10,000 subscribers.
Hopefully the Ricketts are no owner yet, like you said before.
I'm not gonna buy it from Chelsea because I can't buy it from the Chelsea mega store right now. Oh, yeah. I'll probably buy it from Amazon. But the giveaway will only be for people who have been subscribed to my channel for 10 days or more, because I wanna reward my subscribers. Now, I'm not going to be doing the giveaway straight after I hit 10K. I'll probably wait for a couple of days. So if you're subscribing now, you will get a chance to be in that giveaway. So do me a favor, subscribe today. Get friends, family to subscribe. Let's get this 10,000 subscribers out of the way, and and continue to move forward. Fantastic stream. We've discussed the protest. We've discussed the game, and I just want to emphasize on one thing. Or any of you who are coming to the protest tomorrow, make sure you bring banners, make sure you bring posters, and make sure you emphasize the message that we are against all types of racism, and we are against the Ricketts family and their bid for Chelsea Football Club. Make sure you make that known tomorrow. And make sure you're there 12 p.m. sharp. The quicker we build that crowd, the quicker we'll make that stance. So if you're able to come, please come. And yes, Limitless, spot on. It is a peaceful protest. We are protesting peacefully because we want to get our message across. And by protesting peacefully, people will be more likely to listen to our message. So that is key. That is key. Bobby, are you back yet? Bobby's still not back. Bobby is still
No,
not
I'm back now.
You're back. All right. I just want to let you know you came last in the lineup competition.
Oh, I didn't know my lineup was done.
Yeah, we put it up. I was saying, Bobby, hello, anyone there? Anyone home? Nothing.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Bobby, give me your final thoughts for tomorrow, for the game and the protest, as we wrap up the stream.
Yeah, as I say, and I keep saying, this is something that leaves me feeling very sad. I have a very heavy heart in and around all this ongoing around Chelsea. I think it's unfair. I think we have so many different hating elements involved here. It's more than the Ricketts. It's now involving the government, which shocks me. I haven't gotten over that shock because I just can't see why. If it doesn't fit into any form of logic or integrity that I believe in. Well, as for the protest tomorrow, well, I hope it goes well. I am not keen on making too many comments about it, but what I will say is we've got to be careful. There are people that hate Chelsea. There are rival fans that will deliberately go there and try and start something and call themselves Chelsea fans. There's always going to be that element. So the bigger it is, the more difficult it is to police, even for Chelsea fans that are going there with legitimate reasons and are going there to keep an eye on other fans to make sure they don't, get out of hand and defeat the aim and the objective that it's there for. The game itself, well, we have to keep winning. We know this. But we're playing now in leagues and competitions that have no, I keep using the word, they have no integrity. They have no meaning and have been totally compromised. And that is another huge element of sadness in me.
Yeah, we got to be careful. We definitely got to be careful. And hopefully there'll be enough people out there who are able to mitigate any situation of that nature. And I know it's difficult sometimes because of the emotions of the situation, but we have to be careful. And I want to add to that, and I want to say this: we need to keep our message concise and direct, and it's got to be specific. Otherwise, it gets diluted. Our message is no to racism and no to the Ricketts. That's our message. We love our club. We love our club, and that's why we're here. If we go into, Ukraine, we go into Roman, we go into, look, Roman Abramovich, love him, hate him. He done a great job for Chelsea, but he's on the way out, and we want him to make his last decision a good one. This is not a pro-Roman demonstration. This is not an anti-Roman demonstration. This is a pro-Chelsea demonstration. This is a pro. What's the word here? We want to see our club continue to prosper. We want to see our club continue to move forward. That's the main thing. Owners come and go. Owners come and go, no matter how good or how bad they are. We've had one of the best football owners for the past 20 years. He's going. He's not going because of things that he done with our club. He's going because of things he's done elsewhere. So we don't want to have people come in and then cause a problem for us 5, 6, 7 years down the line. And then we'll have to deal with them then. Let's deal with it now. Let's stop it now before it takes hold of the club. So no to Ricketts, no to racism, and up the Chels. Thank you, Bobby. Much appreciated, brother. Will you be anywhere around Stamford Bridge tomorrow? Would there be a possibility that we could see you tomorrow?
I won't comment on that, but as I said, there will be a time at a match or maybe even tomorrow at some point that I'll see one of you guys and I'll just tap you on the shoulder and introduce myself for sure.
Look forward to it. Look forward to it, Bobby. Have a good night, my brother, and stay safe.
Take care, guys.
Take care, brother. Take care, Bobby. Good night. All right, let's go to Eric Blue. Eric Blue, final thoughts on the game and the protest.
Yes, I'm hoping for a successful protest. A very simple message, a message that cannot be, twisted and changed by the media to mean something else. And hopefully it works. Hopefully the people who, the message is directed towards listen. They hear and they listen. And hopefully we don't make the wrong decision moving forward with regards to the takeover. And then with regards to the game, hopefully I can just focus on Chelsea. I might miss the match. I think I'll miss the match, but hopefully Chelsea do what they need to do. Just continue to block out the outside. I don't want to call it noise, but essentially it's noise, isn't it? So hopefully the players can continue to focus the way they've been doing and keep winning games. This should be another win, and hopefully we can get it done. I think the players have the focus. They know what they need to do. They're professionals. They are very these are the European and world champions, and they're showing it. So the media can keep talking about Liverpool and City, and whenever they want to talk about Chelsea, they can keep talking about this whole situation with Roman. Maybe people forgot that we're the European champions, but in terms of the league, we're coming. We're on the way. Hopefully, this takeover doesn't change anything, doesn't halt that progression, and we're coming for these teams. Very soon, hopefully, people will start talking about Chelsea. They won't be able to stop talking about us because we'll just be too good. You know, right now it's convenient. It's easier to not talk about us, especially in the league, because we have been a little bit mediocre. If we're keeping it, you know, if we're being honest with ourselves. But I'm expecting us to get more points than last season, and I'm expecting us to challenge for the title. Actually, challenge, you know, and really push for that title. And that's what we want. We want to challenge on all fronts. We don't want to be a team that is focused on one side or a team that's focused on the other side. We want to show that, you know, we can win every trophy within a short space of time, like we used to. So that is essentially what we're trying to do. And it's going to be difficult without Roman, but let's see what happens, and we just take it step by step.
Yeah, yeah, definitely step by step. Um, Look, the future's in our hands. We just gotta, do the right thing. And I'm proud. I am proud of the community, of the Chelsea community. I want to shout out Matisse Harmoni for organizing this because he pushed for this. Him, Eunice, Alex Goldberg, and others, they pushed for this. They wanted this to get organized by We Are the Shed. They had their own way of doing things, and to be fair, they have organized a banner that will be at the bridge tomorrow. But I think we took it upon ourselves to make a stand, and hopefully tomorrow the true fans will be heard. Hopefully they will be heard. Yeah, big up to everyone who has contributed to this. Big up to everyone who has taken the onus to make this happen. So big up to Matisse. Eric Blue, thank you for your time. We will speak hopefully tomorrow evening in our post-match reaction. Take care of yourself, brother.
Thank you again. And
bye bye Nigeria. Bye bye Nigeria. Are you playing? Are you going to be in the World Cup?
Okay.
Just a question. I'm just.
I'm trying to wrap up, Boogie man. Come on, man. I'm trying to wrap up.
You're Eric Chase. Bye.
You know what? Next time I do this, I'll go with Boogeyman first, just to make this easier and smoother.
To avoid all those boys.
Today, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna leave him to the end so that he will
I have
suffer.
nothing to say.
Oh yeah, nothing to say. Let me hear from Nick. Nick, your final thoughts, mate.
Yeah, like everyone, tomorrow is our biggest day in our history, I think, because it's going to decide our future. So, it's a massive day, and we can't thank Roman enough that we can leave something. I'm sure there's going to be a stand named after him, if not a statue, in the near future.
Undeserved.
And, I'm certain of that. Because it's the fans who decide these things. They go, it's the fans who are going to demand there's a statue or his name on either the West End, the Matthew Harding stand, the shed, and he's going to have his name there because he deserves it. 20 years, long time. The man done everything possible. He made you fans who've recently, you youngsters, a new generation see all these trophies, which I've never saw in my young life. I never saw, I had to wait till 1970 for the first FA Cup trophy. And before that, he was struggling with relegation and in the middle of the table in Division 1. So like Bobby, another one, he knows what I mean. And so you are all privileged to have all these trophies, I'm telling you. So don't never forget that. And what can I say? And tomorrow it has to be peaceful, like we keep saying. I'm sure it will be, because we have the right to. We're going to have Russian fans, Ukraine fans, all nationalities, because that's what we are now. We're not, like we used to be in the old days. Very racist club, one of the most racist, one of the National Front we had, running us that time. But we got rid of all that. We got rid of them. So, and, it's made Chelsea one of the most powerful and best clubs in the world. And we're world champions, don't forget. And all we need is a bigger stadium. And the first thing, that's what I want to see. The first owner to come and rebuild Stamford Bridge. And then that's when the people will see how big we are. And we can take over Europe. It won't be Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, and it'll be Chelsea Football Club. All we need is a bigger stadium. Because we have the greatest manager in the world, and we have players who love playing for him.
Yeah,
I can go on and on.
Yeah. Let's influence the decision in respect to who should buy the club, and then we can work on the other aspects, because I think the process has been handled really badly, and the protest that everyone's going to see tomorrow is one of the responses to the bad process, because the Ricketts should never have made it to this stage. They should never have made it this far, and if they had not made it this far, we would not be having to protest. But because they did not do their job properly, we're going to have to hold them to account for that. Nick, I will see you tomorrow, my brother. Have a good night. Get some sleep. You got a long day ahead of you.
Yeah, of course.
All right,
yes.
brother.
Okay. See you, chaps.
Take care, Nick. Have a good night.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, Chris.
Cheers. All right, Chris. Final thoughts, mate.
My final thoughts. In terms of the protest tomorrow, look, anyone that's listening to this that has the potential to go, I would encourage it 100%, because look, we can't change the past, but we can change the future, and it's very important that we can do that. And everyone's voice deserves to be heard. Everyone's voice, and this is what I'm saying when it comes to like, if you, whatever religion you are, whatever gender you are, whatever race you are, whatever, look, everyone deserves to live their life the way they want to live their life, and they should not be in fear of, because they're black, they're going to be targeted, and because they are Muslim, they're going to be targeted. Look, that's wrong. That is wrong, and the fact that it still happens today is just disgusting. And it's just, that's what I'm saying. It's just wrong in so many levels, and it's worrying actually that there is individuals like the Ricketts family that are out there that's like this, because they seem to think because they're white they have all the privilege in the world. Well, no, it's wrong. That's wrong. Everyone should, as I say, live their life the way they want to live their life. Honestly, I can't imagine the fear of someone that works in the club shop, if they're Muslim or black or whatever they are. They could potentially lose their job because of their religion. That to me is just disgraceful in so many levels. So tomorrow with the protest, I encourage everybody that has the potential to go and get your voice heard, because as I say, everyone's voice deserves to be heard. In terms of the game tomorrow, finally some football. Premier League. I reckon we'll beat Brentford tomorrow. I reckon we'll win about 2-0. And I just want to talk about Tuchel. Tuchel for me, if we didn't have Tuchel, I would be a lot more stressful. But for me, Tuchel is just that kind of relaxing, that kind of, he's like that hand that's just full of calmness and just relaxation. Just kind of just relax. It's not the end. And if we didn't have a manager like Tuchel, I would be a lot more stressful than what I am. I'm not stressed. I'm just a bit frustrated over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because of a certain group of individuals that are on the shortlist to be the new owner of Chelsea. So yeah, I'm happy to see some football tomorrow. and I want to see everybody get their voice heard tomorrow. Get the banners, get your voice heard, and yeah, just don't worry about what people are thinking. Just get your voice heard, because at the end of the day, you've got a voice, and it should be heard, and it should be taken into account. Because at any club, whether it's Premier League, Championship, League One, whatever other leagues, the fans should always come first. The fans should always be the priority at any club. Because as it is, football without fans is nothing. So fans should always be taken into account, and it should always be the priority. But anyway, lads, another quality stream. Also, if you're not subscribed, get the subscribe. We're nearly there at 10k. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it, and let's get 10k. So yeah, lads, quality stream. Pleasure to be back, and yeah, take care.
Big up, Chris. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. I will see you tomorrow outside the bridge.
Yeah, mate.
Have a good night.
Take
Get
care.
some rest.
Have a good night.
Get some
See you
rest.
later.
Take care, bro. All right, bye-bye. Boogie, I didn't get that. I didn't hear that. Say again.
7.5. I just said 7.5. He's marked on. Just wanted to go away. I want to send him away with that.
You are the first winner on the channel. This. I'm actually going to do this every preview now. I think it's good.
I'm going to be coming really hard now. It's just I'm going to put the best team. I'm waiting for Couch. He's the one that always pick up fight.
But hey, Boogie, I mean, they've gone now, so they're not watching. But I kind of influenced the decision.
I know.
So
I know that.
You got to give me some peas, man. You got to be.
Be waiting for him. After the protest. You hear from me.
Boogie, your final thoughts, mate. Your final thoughts.
First, thanks for having me. People that are listening to me, subscribe. We're pretty much close to 80 subscribers, away from 10,000. Just give the man what he deserves. He's been working way too hard. So just give him that. This is not that complicated. When it comes to tomorrow protest, I can only say to stay safe. Don't forget we're still in a pandemic. Wear your mask, and all the disturbance. Just do your best to contain them. If it cannot be contained, there are people designated to do that. The police, you can call the police or whatever that thing is. And it is really, really, really important. Like I think Chris said it, Bobby said it, all the other people said. There's going to be bad actors from one way at one point or the other during the protest, and just make sure we keep our message on point. Just make sure we show Chelsea that, or tomorrow will be the first opportunity for Chelsea fans to actually show their power or their importance to this whole Chelsea organization. Whoever decided to take this Chelsea from now to the future, they have to know that there is a fan base that is not to be taken for granted. When we say we don't want a racist to run this club, it's because of this. You look at me, I'm black, and I feel like I'm home at Chelsea, and I just don't want to have to defend a club. And I have two girls that are black, and I don't want to have to defend this club to them and so why I'm supporting them, who is the owner and all those things. It just does not fit any morality for me. So it's really important that we stay on the message tomorrow, and at least we make it clear that Chelsea is not standing with a racist, and it has to be this way. When it comes to the game tomorrow, thanks. We are back to football, and just better that way. To be honest, we know we all have problems, but it's better to just speak football at this point. And tomorrow, I will say it again. We are only 9 points. I think we are 11 points behind Manchester City with one game in the hands. It's like pretty much. Can we just say we are 9 points behind them? So, we are 8 points behind them. Because, so I think it's not as bad as we think. Manchester City is having some troubles. Liverpool, we are 7 points behind them. If we win our game in hand, it's not as bad. I think something may happen. So we need to win tomorrow game, and we have close to the full squad. So I don't see a reason why we should not be managing that game and get a 3 point and be ready for Real Madrid. Yo, Mo, thanks for having me. And 10,000, we will celebrate it. And I'll be there tomorrow to, I think, the post match, right?
Yeah, I
You're
think
doing it.
I'll be
It depends.
streaming. Yeah, it'll be between 7 and 8:30, depending on when I get back and watch the game. And it'll be in the evening. So my post match will not be straight after the game. It'll be at some point in the evening. But yeah, I look forward to celebrating a good protest and a good win, hopefully
That's
against
great.
Brentford. Have a good night, Boogie. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, brother.
Have a good
Peace.
night. Peace.
Take care, Boogie. Peace out. Thank you. All right. So where are we? We're on 81 likes, guys. We could definitely get that to 100. I'm sure there's about 19 of you who haven't hit the like button yet. So if you haven't hit the like button, do us a favor, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you're out there tomorrow in the protest and you see me, don't be shy. Say hello. I'd love to meet you guys and have a chat with you. Anyway, I gotta get some sleep, and I'll be back on here tomorrow night. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe.